It's near impossible to talk about the Hilton Dubai Palm Jumeirah without acknowledging that it's a big box hotel in a big box town. But ending the conversation there is missing what actually makes this resort so good in the first place. Welcome to Dubai. For those of you that may be new to the channel, my name is Kevin and I am the Flip Flop Traveler. I'm here to give you 2 honest videos per week about flights, hotels, and trains. Today's video is self-funded and the price that I paid is in the description below. Hilton didn't have any prior knowledge of my visit and all opinions are my own based on my own unique experience. With that out of the way, let's get into episode 313. I don't normally swoop in with my map so early, but especially for those unfamiliar with Dubai, seeing where the hotel is and what the heck the Palm is just a wee bit important. Especially since views in this video might have you thinking, hey, it really is in the city. So, before we head inside, I give you the United Arab Emirates. A nation of 7 emirates, Dubai is certainly the most famous of them, but by no means the largest. Built as part of the entirely man-made Palm Jumeirah. Dubai has 3 major man-made complexes, but so far, this is the only one that has actually come to fruition as planned. The buildings that I showed you a peek of earlier are part of the small neighborhood of Dubai Marina. The Palm itself is relatively quite far from what you might consider the action of the city. Downtown Dubai, Dubai Creek, Burj Khalifa, the airport, they're all over on this side. Taxis and Ubers are inexpensive and very reliable, so transport isn't the problem. But just know that the hotel is a good 30-35 minutes from the airport and 20 to 30 from much of Dubai. Feel free to pause the video now to check out the need-to-know FAQs. Okay, so now that we know the lay of the land, let's go explore. When selecting this hotel, there is one massive thing that struck me, and it was just next door. That would be the Marriott Palm. Both hotels are, I think, identical. Both have 608 rooms, both have 14 floors, and both are owned by Golden Sands Hotels. The Hilton opened in September of 2022, and the Marriott just 3 months later. So, why did I, or why should you, pick one over the other? Well, for me, the Hilton interior design just looked a bit fresher, a bit less like something I'd seen 20 times before. For a big box hotel, that was nice to see. The only tangible difference I saw between the hotels while I was there was related to the beach and the chairs. Now, this might seem pretty pedantic, but to me, it makes it clear which hotel I would choose if I wanted to spend time on the beach. The difference is, Marriott crams all of them into a much smaller space. This was noticeable while I was there from my room's view, as well as from Google Earth. Hilton spreads their chairs over more than 50% more space than Marriott does. I like to have some space, and maybe you do too. I wasn't setting out to break any world records today, but that really did feel like the world's longest introduction. As you can already see, today's theme is white and bright and shiny. In my notes, my 3 key points as we walk around were firstly, this place is the best of both worlds. What I mean is, it's more than an urban hotel, but less than a resort. As long as the location works for you, it's a great combo of laid back and kinda near the action. My second point was what I told you about the beach already, and my third was about the service. Very similar actually to my experience at the Hilton Cancun. This property over-delivers in quite a few ways, especially with the service. It was simply much more refined, warm, and accommodating than I was expecting for a big box hotel. In the lobby here, among the general lounging areas, is one of the 10 food and drink venues on site, Social Bee, which combines some on-the-nose design cues with afternoon tea and coffee services. I spent some time here while waiting for my room. Heading outside, I have mixed opinions about the immediate spaces that you see here. Part of me understands that surely the hotel needed an outdoor event space, and the outdoor space is limited. But on the other hand, there are 1,000 other guests here who would likely rather see a more grown-in, lush, and thoughtful design than a big ol' empty space with patches of sod. Heading further towards the water, we pass by the very long pool, which is temperature controlled. The pool has different zones, with the swim-up bar and adults area on one side and the kids and family area on the other. Just keep two things in mind. I always film shots like this early in the morning, specifically to avoid other guests. I don't want to disrupt their holiday as much as they don't want to be in my video. So don't take the empty spaces as an indication of occupancy. In reality, this place was very busy. On that note, seasons in Dubai, when it comes to tourism and prices, are some of the most extreme on earth. Hotels that may go for $400 to $500 during peak season might be just $100 to $150 during the hot months. This trip was just as peak season was starting, and the peak pricing was in full effect. The family part is also just adjacent to the kids club. If you enjoy hotel and flight content from the Middle East, check out the playlist linked above and in the description below for all of the videos that I put out from the region. Also in the description, you'll always be able to find my next 5 videos to come out. I can surely always appreciate spotless lounger covers. In between the beach and the hotel itself is a really nice anti-board boardwalk of sorts, which continues up the trunk of the palm. In the beach area, you'll find Zing Beach Bar, as well as Jones the Grocer, which I actually didn't realize was part of the hotel. It's located in between the Hilton and Marriott. Let me tell you my thoughts on Palm Jumeirah beaches. They're fake, obviously. The sand is an odd texture and the water doesn't move. This is why I mentioned that it's a good in-between hotel. If I was going for a true beach holiday, would I go to the Palm Jumeirah? No. But if I was going to Dubai, and my hotel happened to have a really nice looking beach to relax on once in a while, would I be mad at it? No, not at all. Whether location or price or layout or facilities, context matters quite a bit in Dubai. More so, I think, than in other destinations. I'll let you have a look around. So, we all know what happens if you click like on this video and subscribe to the channel. But do you know what happens if you don't? You may never see me or one of my videos again. YouTube is pretty big. So if you enjoy this style of content, be sure to click all of the buttons, but just the good ones. If you're interested in a peek of the inner workings of the channel, or just need some travel advice, be sure to check out my Patreon, linked in the description below. Whatever you do, thanks for being here right now. Okay, let's head up to my room. I booked a standard room without a view, partially because this was high season and the prices everywhere in Dubai just seemed really high. I booked it through Expedia, which was quite a bit cheaper than direct. When checking in, as is standard, the very nice front desk agent asked for my Hilton Honors number just to add to the reservation for food charges and things like that. When she saw I was gold, which I personally don't think of too highly, you'd think that she found an actual pot of gold attached to my profile. So, to my surprise and delight, she upgraded me to a deluxe sea view room. Only catch was that I needed to have 2 single beds, but I was not complaining. The room itself I thought was great, and a lot of that had to do with the materials used in building. Real stone, real metal accents, real wood, premium veneers. It was all much higher quality than I expect for a brand new Hilton. And I think it actually comes off pretty well on camera as well. I'll put up the extra bits now as we have a look around. There's a very nice minibar area with an espresso pod machine, selection of Dilmah teas, and free glass bottled water, which they were happy to give more of. The rest of the items were chargeable. Closet space was decent, as well as an in-room safe, which was fit for Dubai. As for the bathroom, it was large, had everything that you needed, and was nicely appointed. But I did have 2 critiques in here. First, the toilet and bidet were in a really odd location. I'm not sure that I've ever seen them right next to the door like this. Secondly, while I know what they were going for with the clean design, I think it's just the wrong wall tile in the bathtub surround. The white is so flat that it just looks incredibly cheap and boring, a la the late 90s hotel design. Now out to both my favorite part and possibly my least favorite part of the room, the balcony. I really did love it for its size and the view, of course. There's really no denying that it's a great balcony. But the door, and specifically the door handle, are a huge design flaw. 2 reasons. First, the door is one of the heaviest that I've come across, with a very strong auto close, as if it was a fire door on a cruise ship. At the time, I had an ongoing rotator cuff injury, and I literally could not open the door with my injured arm. Secondly, that handle, during the day, is around 600 degrees, Fahrenheit or Celsius, you choose. Okay, let's go check out some of the other food and drink venues. First up, we have Barfly by Buddha Bar. Parts of the interior I thought somehow looked a little bit dated, but I enjoyed the outdoor areas. In addition to the bar and the views, they serve up Asian fusion fare. Next up is McGettigan's, which serves as their pub slash sports bar slash live music venue slash you get the point. On the adult side of the pool, you have the Tahitian Village by Trader Vic's, serving up lighter fare for lunch and dinner. There's also Trader Vic's, the original venue, which I wasn't able to get while it was open. Think Tiki Bar meets International Grill. Last up, we have the Claw Barbecue, where I tried out the food, but first, a beautiful sunset. If you're from the US, New York specifically, imagine if Applebee's, Dallas BBQ, and Buffalo Wild Wings had a child. It would be this restaurant. Service was great, food was decent as well, though it may not look too enticing. I'd been on the road for some weeks, and frankly was just happy to have a good old dose of American junk food before 2 months in Asia. The next morning for breakfast, we'll head to Mausam, which is open for all 3 meals daily. There's plenty of seating both inside and out, and the servers were surprisingly on their toes for having just opened, with coffee and drinks coming out very quickly. The buffet was pretty good as well, fairly extensive and diverse. I'd put it near the top end of a mid-tier buffet. So as we finish up the buffet and take a quick peek at the gym, overall, the Hilton Dubai Palm Jumeirah delivers exactly what it is meant to and then some. Service, rooms, finishes, and food selection was above expectations, and everything else was comfortably where it should be. For the right price, I'd have no problems returning whatsoever. I really do hope that you enjoyed this review today. If you did, please be sure to click that like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss out on my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time on Virgin Voyages for the full tour and review of the Resilient Lady. Oh, and as always, thanks for watching until the end.